right, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Let's see how it rolls along here today. Looks like YouTube is not doing anything odd or twisted. Last night it started to do it again. I guess it was like a setback or something of that nature that occurred. And, it's just technology in its infancy. That's the way I look at it. I was saying that to Robin last night. Let's see. What is that? Let's get rid of that. And let's minimize that. And let's put the Swiss franc right there. And you can see it's moving back down again. Tried to pop into the buy there yesterday, and look at it. It's rolled right over. It's what happens when you have weekly sells. Sometimes those buys don't last very long. They just kind of glide away. And that's exactly what's going on there. And you can see it on J4X. Same. Oh, look at that. You can see look at the white line just dropping right there. They're just pushing on it. You can see that. Pressure, pressure. K Live, how are you? Ferris, howdy, howdy. How about the World Wide Web for this week, huh? Having its issues. Things bouncing all over the place. Well, you can see the dollar is moving back down again. It tried to lift up a little bit in there, and then it just rolled right over. And we saw, didn't it? Let's take a look at 14. Yeah. Even the euro went into a daily sell there yesterday. Let's take a look at that again, too. Let's see, where is it at? Right there. And we'll put it up on the Chicago Quant, and we'll be able to see it there at the same time. Okay, look at it. Yeah, so it went into a sell here, and that's in a weekly buy, so you can't take the sells too serious. And then look at that spike up again. They don't know how. Oh, I'm glad. Super duper is good. Super duper is very good. And us humans are doing much better than the internet right now. The internet seems to have its issues. So, all right. Pressure is on the dollar again. More dollar pressure, which kind of makes sense. I mean, anything's possible at this point in time. So, the Electoral College, I guess it was yesterday or Monday, kind of it was really odd what happens. Arizona, Pennsylvania, who else was it? Georgia, and Nevada sent delegates for the Republicans also. So as much as the media would like to pretend that it's all set and done, it doesn't seem to be all set and done. They're supposed to only send like one group, really. So now all of a sudden, so it's like anything's possible again. None of this is making any sense. We haven't even seen a lawsuit succeed yet. Once a lawsuit succeeds, it really goes into crazy. Trust me, it'll go really wild. First says, was able to catch cable on its way up, and it looks like it may just break up from huge inverse head shoulders on the weekly. I've been reading some really strange stuff that would kind of correlate with that. Just the amount of debt that trades at zero, and combine that together with the way our stock markets around the world fell 34%, like a third of Fibonacci, and in over a 4-week period, 5-week period, and then turned around and came back in a 5-6 week period. There's a lot of question marks. What is a bull market? What is a top? What is a bear market? I mean, those things that we used to know and what everybody reads from the old days is not what's going on now. I can tell you that. And matter of fact, I had an 80-some-odd-year-old chairman of one of the former exchanges, text me like 4 different four different emails this morning about it all. Just totally confused. He's in his mid-80s, and he's like, what is going on? And I was like, well, bear markets aren't bear markets anymore. Back in the old days, 40, 50 years ago, a bear market started, dragged everybody down for months upon months, maybe a year and a half. There was frustration. You couldn't tell which direction they're going. Now, ever since listed options, markets move so fast and so powerful. And it really doesn't match up to the old stories of what a bear market is, or a top, or bull market. They just function totally different now, which is fine with me because I just follow the quants and let them lead me around, which puts me in a nice high percentage of success. So I'm not complaining. I find here now K Live says, who is super, of course. I found myself in a serious drawdown. Sold NZD dollar. Let's take a look at that. We do follow that too. The NZD dollar. Matter of fact, it's on the. Where's it at? It's on the. There it is, right there, line 24. Right there. There's the NZD dollar, right there. Let's take a look at that. So we'll have a live example right there. And you can see it's been in a weekly buy now since back here. And what are you doing? You are... where I found myself in a serious drawdown. Sold NZD USD at 68.08. Let's see, where'd we go into a buy? Somewhere's down in here, a weekly buy. Where was that? 66 and change. So you sold it up in here. You're fighting this trend. Don't fight the weekly long-term trends. Don't do that. That'll be painful. Let's see, and then GBP CHF at 170.45. Cowboy, what you doing?
I'm up $1,895.
Nice. The world just heard that. That's so nice.
Oh, the world heard it?
Yeah. On how many trades?
I'm about 140.
140 trades. Cool. Cool.
All done. I don't need no more.
There you exactly. Exactly.
I'm up after taxes and commission. I'm up $805.
That's it. Just run with the money. Take it and go. Exactly.
$1 million a year clear.
Yeah.
Enough for me.
Exactly.
Numbers matter.
Yeah, always. I'll give you a yell after the next webinar.
World, bye.
Yeah, say that again?
Talk to the world.
Talk to the world. Sure. Fire away. Say something. Say anything you'd like. Oh, okay. You're gone. All right. Bye-bye. Okay. Anyway, okay. So now let's take a look at cable CHF. Do you think the price will return there soon? I don't know. Let's take a look and see. Let's see what the math says. That's what we really watch. Remember, we watch the math. We don't really watch anything else. I mean, I read the stories. You know, I hear the crazy, but you know, when it really comes down to it, and the end result is that what's that? GBP CHF. What it really comes down to is the math. These days are a quantitative world, and at the same time, we are seeing some of the stranger. Like one of the things. Let me see if I can find one of these emails, and actually put it up there. I mean, someone was quoting now. These old guys that communicate with me from the old professional years. You know, there you go. Okay, let's fix that white line to the red line to white. That's the plot 6. Let's make that white. There we are, like that. And so you can see here, where are we? There was the week. No, that's not a weekly buy. We got to fix all this too, don't we? So where's the weekly buy? Right there. So there's your weekly buy. Runs up to there, breaks down, goes into a sell here. Let's put something in there for a sell right there. And let's fix this thing up so you can see what the math is telling you, and then we can discuss what we may think might happen. There, so it goes into sell there. The daily sell is right there. Wow. Let's grab that, move that over like so. So even with this high area here, it told you even with us being in a weekly buy, don't be long. It was telling us that be neutral at this point. And look at it, fell down all the way until just 2 days ago. And we move that one. Oh, we don't need to do that. Let's do this. Put that there, and then put this one here. And there it is right there. It's trying to go into the buy today. Now, what's your question about that? Hey, Robin, really no reason to hang with a losing position. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, let's see. Do you think the price will return to there soon? Let's see. Where's it at? It's at 119, right? 119. And where are you looking for it at? 117. You want it to go down, right? You want 170. 170. Wait a minute. What are we looking at here? Are you sure? Do you mean 117.45? Let's see, 68. At 170.45, do you think the price will return there soon? 170. Did we? Let's go to J4X for this. Because did this thing trade all the way up to 170 at one time? GBP, CHF. We're gonna make this bigger so we can figure this one out. You got me perplexed. I see 122 back 3 weeks ago. There's 134 back in 2018. How long have you been carrying this position? 170. Oh my God, you're talking about like. Let's put a weekly in there at this point. This is like crazy. Was it at 170? I guess it wasn't. No. Let's see if it was at 170. There's. Oh yeah, yeah, it was up there. There's 170 back in 2008. So you've carried this position for 12 years? I'm confused. 117. I just looked underneath. Sorry about that. 117. All right, well, looking back here, now we can get rid of that. Let's see. Go back to the daily. 117 doesn't sound too insurmountable. It's at 119 now. We are in a weekly sell. There's some chance here. We get into a daily sell, it might roll back down to it. It got down to, where's that? 117. Got down to low as 116.84. So that's not that far away. Okay. Now let's see. Are you short? You're short that, right? I like Robin's point of view. See, Ferris says, do not recommend trading against the GBP at this very moment. Yeah, I can hear you there. It's kind of a crazy animal because of this Brexit stuff. Robin says, really, no reason to hang with a losing position like that. Do you get Doc CQT Quants? Take a trial. You will see what I mean. Yeah, I hear you there. Let's take a look at the silver. Sold GBP at 1704. Yeah, just recently too, I guess. You know, right now it's in a weekly sell from here of last week. It's been in a daily sell for a long while. What was that, like 2 weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days. Almost 3 weeks in this daily sell. So it was in a neutral position for a long while here. Then it gets into the sell over here. And now it's jumped back up again. You got to follow the math. So at this point in time, you don't want to be short, especially with the volatility signal right here that occurred. You know, in the high 17s, low 18s. You know, especially with it settling. What was that? That closed at like 119.23. That's an ouch. So now it's trying to go long. You can't go long because it's in a weekly sell. So let me see now. Let me move this over. That's a sell. Where'd that sell start from? Let's move this over. And then we're going to go to silver. I just want to see where that's at. That's like that. This is the sell here. So it goes into a sell here. And look at that. It just tries to go up with the buy signals each time. Like right there. It stops you. And then it gives you a sell here. Let's change that color. I just want to understand this product to see if there's a rhythm to it for you. If there's a rhythm to it, I can understand trying to figure that out. There's your buy again. And then it goes into a sell there. And then it goes into a buy the next day. And it's in a sell anyway, so you can't take the longs, only play the shorts of it. It's a little sloppy, this product. Sometimes some of these products can be really good. There's a buy there. And that wasn't a buy, and that's all right. That's a winner chicken dinner. Let's move this over. I just want to get a rhythm of how this thing's been moving. So it goes into the sell there, and then buy, then a sell there, and then let's put the buy in here. That goes into a, no, that's not buy. The buy is right there, and then it goes into a sell again right there the next day, and then it goes into a buy the next day. Wow, this thing is really choppy, but luckily 1 out of 3 there, you're not playing with the longs, thank goodness of that. And then so you miss 2 of those bad trades out of the 3, so that's not too bad. So that's the buy, that's the sell right there, and then back into the buy again, and then back into a sell again. Move that over. And then it goes back into the buy there. But again, you're in the sell because that white line is, where's that white line? Is a minus. See it on plot 6? It's a minus. So it's still in a sell. Then it finally both together join in and get into a buy here. And you get your buy, where's your buy coming? Right there. So you're going to a daily buy. The next day it closes in a weekly buy. And you catch another winner chicken dinner. I would say this. One thing for sure, you don't want to be short. You're in a daily sell here. Until this cleans itself out. I mean, a weekly sell. You're in a weekly sell here. And what you want to do is we want to watch for this to go into a daily sell, and then you can be short again. There's no reason to take the pain, All right, now let's go over to silver. Let me save this, too, so we can look at this. We can come back to it in a little bit if you have a question, or we can come back to it tomorrow if you have, we can double check it. Oh, mess that up. Cancel. Save workspace. Save workspace as. There we go. That's better. There we are. All right, now we're good. All right, now let's go to silver. Silver was strong last night. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, you're getting your move there, Robin. Weekly buy, daily buy. Winner, chicken dinner. Nice, I like that. Silverado. So that's pretty cool. What's gold doing? Are they doing the same thing with the gold? I know we talked about this yesterday a little bit when it went into the daily buy. Maybe it'll go see the 26. I said that. I don't know. Let's see what this is like a channel. Now we're going after the top end of the range. End of the year. Wow. Maybe the sellers are done. Now, same thing with gold. Gold did the same thing. Copper really ripped up right there. So the silver's rocking along. We should do silver again today, Oh, look at that. Nice. I guess we can go do silver again. Go to the metals for the bar chart. Now let me see if I answered everybody's question. Did not recommend trading against GBP. I agree. Robin, really, no reason to hang. Right, I agree with that. Robin, Doc can take a look. We looked at silver. And I think, Robin, I think there's a good chance we should go after silver today for the bar chart. Look at that. Maybe they're going to go to the middle of the channel of 27 and change up in here. Maybe the end of the year selling, right here. In other words, they couldn't break the 22. What, traders, what's going to be interesting is this 22 now. Let me see if we can do this. Let's contract that. But that 22 might become something important for a while. And, let me just digress. Okay, in an era where markets can go, I said this just a few minutes ago, where markets can go, stock markets can go 33% down in a 4 and 5 week period, and then turn around and come back up 33, 34, 35% in a 5 or 6 week period. Awful hard to take any particular support and resistance area too important. In other words, you would think because of this gap action and it came down to it, and then it kind of challenged it again there, and now it's lifting up to the highs of this whole range here. Anything is possible. I kind of doubt, I really do doubt we would see this action here, the 18s again. I really do. I was surprised we got down there the first time. That really surprised me. Okie dokie, I like that. Okie dokie. Oh, man, yeah. I mean, this is there's a lot to be said. I would assume this move here, we caught, the Mac Quant, Robin in particular caught. Robin watches a couple of old indicators, and he loves them. And when he commingles them with what's going on, with the new stuff that we use, sometimes it can be extremely explosive. And Robin was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. How can they get down to 12 and 13? I'm getting parabolic dots. This is crazy. And sure enough, I mean, it was a moonshot. It was a Elon Musk SpaceX moment, Next thing you know, we're talking we're going to see 30 or something like that. And sure enough, we got the 30. And, now I know that it's going to be a challenge to get to all-time highs again in this particular product, but especially if we have a weak dollar, then you see a lot more strength in the metals complex. that could be an influencing factor there. So I just want to go back and look at this thing again here. That's something. Yeah, don't ride that one, uh, KO KO Live. Don't ride it. Just cover it, and then wait for a daily sell, and then jump on that. You know, that's the best game of all. That is. I think we're going to label this webinar part of it. We're going to call it silver, and we're going to call it GBP CHF, because that we were looking at both of those things intensely. And for Ferris, did we look at anything for you, Ferris? I can't tell. I don't think so. Oh, the cable. Yeah, he's talking cable. Let me see. Ferris says was able to catch the cable on the way up. Yeah, I'll tell you. Let's see where the cable is today. Cable's a volatile little beastie. Anything could really get going in that thing. I mean, like, moonshot galore. It gave us the volatility signal yesterday, meaning that you could buy the first hour of cable last night, and sure enough, it's rockadoodling it up. Matter of fact, I think I threw it into the buy on the spreadsheet, because by the time I did the spreadsheet, it was plus. Yeah, so this is going to go on a second day, which kind of looks a little funny because we have a red and a green there. But yeah, and then let's go to J4X again and take a look at where it's at. Right there. 35's nice. Very nice. Yeah, I could see this thing back in the 40s. I really could. And that's another one, KO. This thing gets up into the 40s. It's going to hand your head to you. And the next thing you know is then it goes up to the weekly buy on you, and then rolls over then, and you're really like bloodied up. You don't want to get bloodied up. Don't marry. We used to call it getting handcuffed. Don't get handcuffed into a trade. If unless your math, the math that you follow tells you to be short, don't get handcuffed into that. That's the only time you ever hold on to something. Hey, no problem, KO. No problem at all. And like I said, let's wait for a sell. And even then, it's hard to fade that product. It really is. I mean, now you can see there, our Gasline Super 3.5 or 3.5 Super is, trying to tell you that it pushed into the sell from 13 days in a daily sell. This whole pocket right here. That did it. And it'll be very interesting to see if one of these two climb up. Remember, we're using a white plot 6, which is the 5, and the black histogram is the 3. And so this kind of stretches it out a little bit better. Some products just cycle that way. In this case here, you can see where the white plot 6 got up with the move, in that, and you can try to do a couple of short-term trades with that, but overall, the overall trend is down. You can see it does trend down again. It doesn't break down to this low here from that action. And then finally, you can see here, when it finally goes plus, look at that. Plot 6 is just minus 0.00020. Remember, I designed this to follow atomic particles. So it can get a little weird when it comes to how much movement we're really measuring. Incredibly small amounts. And then at the same time, look at that congestion we had right there. At the same time of this action, it just couldn't figure out if it wanted to. Sounds like the Jimmy Durante song. Should I come or should I go? It was one of those things. And then finally, it gives us the full buy here. And then you can see the strength that does occur. And then you can see, like, the daily buy there, and then I guess, what is it? We get a daily sell right there, right? Let's put a line in there. Missed that one. There's a daily sell, and then it jumps right back into the buy. And where are we at that point? But we're in a weekly buy, so you can't take that short, and then you take the long from here, which you're like, oh my God, it's already spiked up 200 pips, and then it goes and does another 200 pips. So, again, follow the math and it'll keep you safe. And then it does it again there, puts you into the sell here from that slam, but you can't take the short because we're in a weekly buy. So, and let's fix that. Minus, and, oh no, plot. Oh, that's the same plot, so that's all right. So we go like that, and then so plot 1 and plot 4 are going to be minuses, so they go minus, and then it goes back into the buy there again. Volatility signal there, see that? And then move it over 1. And then you can take that long, and then it's another winner chicken dinner. You're going to get, sometimes you get the, the fat, but most of the time you get the meat when following the math there. Let's see. What's this? Don't marry it. That's the old trading floor. Then we used to say that on the Merc too. Don't marry a position. Don't handcuff yourself. Let's see. Like to see it bust out channel. Oh, okay. Robin says like to see it, but it wouldn't surprise me if it gets up into the 27s. Robin, that would not surprise me at all. Love your wife, not your position. I like that. You can love your wife, and then you can love your wife, but don't love your position because you might get screwed. That's pretty much the name of it all. All right, and so that's where we are. We will come back to this. As a matter of fact, I think we should put a little dotty line around that, and we'll keep a track of that, like that. That was pretty tenacious. What did it do? It fell from the 21s, the mid 21s, all the way down to the high 16s. Yeah, that's an interesting product. Very interesting. We'll see how this goes for the next day or two. I mean, this thing, you see how this thing can go like this, and then all of a sudden just literally spike up like that. You can see there. There's just a teeny weeny little just teeny weeny just long, right? And then the next one just goes and then takes off. So I mean, next week we could be getting a buy here, just like what Ferris is saying. Don't try to fade that cable too fast, That is that. All right, traders. Where do we go from here? We've been working 2 products pretty steadily. I just want to look at silver one more time. There's that silver. Yeah, I could see that, Robin. I could see it going to the meat of this now, right in there at like 27s. I could see that. It'll be interesting to see if it has the support here from these 3 spots there. Oh, wait a minute, you can't see that. Let me move this over like that. Where's it at? Right there. There we go. Wouldn't surprise me if we see from here, then here, and then here, and then the resistance. You can see how it's done it 1, 2, 3. Now heading for a 4th time. I wouldn't be surprised if we found ourselves in the middle of this area right here. That wouldn't surprise me at all, right there. Let's put a cute little line there. Like a rotisserie chicken. Go like that. There you go. That would not surprise me at all. Would not. Especially with the dollar moving down. That would... No, Ferris, it really doesn't. It's a challenge, but in the end result is that I guess what happens is that I'm glad KO Live says okay too. Yeah, you know what it comes down to is that you can't marry any of these positions unless your math tells you to do it. In other words, you're in a weekly sell here, and you get sell signals and you take them and you ride them a little bit. I understand that, and it goes the wrong way, but you hold on, and I can understand you trying to wait. Like, look at here, it does the burp there, right? And then and you go, oh man, I just lost 50 cents, and then it turns around and gives you $2. I can understand that over a 3-day period or 4-day period, but when you're fighting the weekly trend, here, it's a challenge because it's going to zip and zip and zip, and then in this case here, it goes down here. You think it's safe to be short, and it's not really safe to be short until here. And you keep on thinking, oh man, the math is going to see things that we don't see. It's gonna, it's picking up incredibly minute movements that mean something. That's the weirdest part of all out of it. That's had me captivated for 40 some odd years now, 43 years, something like that. And even back then in the late 70s, as much as I was running the concept on Hatfield's mainframe, and at the Polytechnic, I was still not sure what I was seeing, but I kept on seeing the same characteristics kick out again. And I thought to myself, putting in different data, what Einstein used to say, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And I was putting in the same data over and over again, and I was getting a different result. That was the thing. That's what caught my eye. I was like, wait a minute, what is that? I'm putting the same data points in and getting different results because, well, the data points were changing, of course, but they were the same data variables. But they had different numerical points of value, but they were the same surface points in space. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, this is odd. This is going against, this is what Einstein's telling you follow. He's saying, hey, follow this shit. This is something, you got something. So I did. And then when I put it to the market in 81, I was like, wow. I mean, really to the market. It wasn't not me playing penny stocks in the late 70s with it, but actually putting it to I went to the trading floor, walked away from science and went to the trading floor. And I was like, this is crazy. This is doing it. This is an exchange. I'm doing it on an exchange floor. And then as the years went on, it had me totally confused and mesmerized constantly over and over again. How could it do that? Finding different points in space, putting in different data points and getting different, and getting precise results. That was what was blowing my mind. It was everything Einstein had warned other people not to do. And I stayed with Einstein's idea and didn't do it. And there it was. It was right in my face. It was saying, hey, yeah, you got something here. I used to say to one of my old physics professors, he had a theoretical PhD. He had a PhD in theoretical physics from Princeton. He used to always try to convince me to go back, come back to school and just keep on rolling along. I had 6 graduate credits, and he was like, you just got to come back. They're the ones that pulled me out of med into physics. And I was like, I see something different. I found a constant. Could you imagine you have a PhD in theoretical physics, and I keep on telling him I have a constant, and he doesn't want to hear it or understand it? I don't understand that. To this day, I still don't understand that. I have a constant. I found a constant. And you can see the numbers can be incredibly minute. I mean, let's go back to that crazy number. Now you got me on a tangent. Now you got me on space land. I'm not even looking at the chat line. Let's go over to that 4X again. Where's that number? Yeah, look at that number on plot 5. Minus 0.0075. 5 digits out. My math, I limit it to 5 digits. If I would let it go, it would be measuring, but it's measuring. It measures much more than you see there because I am only showing 5 digits out or 6 digits out. That's all I'm showing. If I allowed it, I could allow this thing would go out like 20 digits. So it would be like, minus 0.074732. It would look like what's the one that Sheldon's always doing? It would look like prime numbers, or it would look like pi. I can make this thing go out to pi. It's crazy. I mean, go out to numbers beyond pi. So that's what has me mesmerized every day. Okay, somebody smack me and get me moving forward again. Wake me up. All right. Hey, there's middle age. There you go. Silver was the biggest trade for 220. I wrote it up from 17 to 24. I wanted to see 23 to 60 to be taken out before loading long again, but the quants are showing a different picture. Yeah, Robin's is into that too. And him and I, Robin saw something. I guess it was Robin, was it 2 weeks ago? He saw one of the old indicators, screaming, wake up, warning, Will Robinson, warning. And I said, let's see if this thing get into the weekly buy, and it did. And I think we wrote something about it too. Where's Silver? And then we wrote about it, and it went into the weekly buy here 2 weeks back. This is the third week now. And we keep on thinking that it's going to do something. It's got that reverse head and shoulders we've all talked about. And now it's breaking the head. And maybe it's going to go to the rotisserie chicken spot right there. It'll go play with this range here. Maybe as low as, what is that? That is 26.47 basically to the dead center of it. Imagine if you took the high, which is 30? And the low, which is, what is that, 25? So that's 2.5. Dead center is 27.50. So where's 27.50? Right. We've seen the math show us that one before. We're gonna underestimate it like that. 48. Okay, right there. So maybe it's going to run up. Where's it at now? It's at 25.25. Maybe it's got $2 left in it. It could. We're in a weekly buy. Daily buy is trying to crank it. When's the last time we saw a nice real run? I guess that was it right there. I mean, none of these runs have been that long. They last 2 days, 3 days. Oh, here's one. A couple days ago. What was that, 2 weeks back? It lasted in a buy gave us the volatility signal here on the low. Then it made the new low that day and lifted up and closed in a buy. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 8. So that's 8 days. Maybe this thing's going to try to do another 8-dayer. So maybe we've got 2 weeks of action on the upside there. Does that make any sense to all you guys? That wouldn't surprise me any. You got to figure that there's going to be some bumpy action in that. What's that? 25.50, 25. What's that? 58. 25.68, and then what's that one? That's 26.01. You got to figure there's going to be some bumpy action there. What's today's high? 25.49. So we got to the first one right there. There's 46. There's 53. So it's already hit it. Now let's see how it holds up in here. And this thing look how tight that is too. That's another warning. Look how tight that was there. Let's move this over. Look how tight that got. The time manifolds just started to crush themselves. And I guess it meant it's time to do its thing. And boy, did it do its thing, I don't know. We'll see. Right now, you got one good day in there, and you know how I am about profits. Like, take some of it. Don't let that money run away. Put a stop in that protects you. Sell a call, buy a put, do something, Sell a call spread and buy a put with it. If you're holding the futures contract or the spot, you sell a call or sell a call spread, buy a put, and then if the thing takes off, you're going to lose like 30 cents and turn around and make like $1.70. So play that game, So that's the answer to that one. Option. Who's got the option? All right. Where do we go from here, traders? I mean, Doc has been on a crazy tangent of incredibly minute little numbers. Shall we look at, what caught my eye? Let me just show you what I was thinking. Platinum. That caught my eye in the fact that it stayed in the buy when everything else kept on trying to fall apart. It's been in a buy for, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, going on a 6th week with no problem, and it's not even looking back. Was it even there? Let's see what that was. That just missed it because we're running the 7. So it's plot 1 and plot 4 on that. And so if we were running a super, it's not a super, it's just a gas line 7. And so, it caught the buy here, and you couldn't take any of these sells. Look at one day and back in there again. It caught my eye, thinking, wow, they're really going after the platinum. Now platinum's trading at you see it there, 1,039, and where's gold at, like 1,800 and something? And gold is 1862. So we're talking about a spread now of 823 or something like that. That's a big spread. $823 spread to the platinum. That's amazing. But it was up to 1,000 at one point. But that has caught my eye, the platinum. Thinking, is it trying to tell us something? I don't know if it is. I don't. Robin says that the market is really controlled over, with the palladium and the platinum market over in Europe, in Russia in particular, and it's a tough market. But you can see that action, maybe. And then I guess and this is the Chinese market right there, really, the copper. And copper's been in a buy since the cows came home. My God, it's been in there for a while. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 full weeks now. Is that right on the spreadsheet too? Yeah, no, maybe. It says 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Let's fix that. How did I mess that up? As you can see on the spreadsheet also, it's been in a daily buy 8 days. So it's, that, I don't know if it's trying to tell us something. I don't know. Maybe these things are trying to tell us something. It's hard to say. The math is surely telling us something. So, all right, middle age, we'll watch that silver. Robin definitely has been a hawk on it to begin with. And we'll see where it goes from there. Now it's trading, 36. So it's got some more work to do to get back up to that 49 again. And I don't think they're going to be in too much of a rush. They're just going to slowly grind it out and twist everybody up. I mean, how many people are probably thinking that they can sell this resistance area there? Next thing you know, it'll be gapping through it again tomorrow. Let's take a look at crude oil. We didn't really finish off too much of the currencies. If anybody wants to see any particular currency, let me know. We'll go take a look at it. If Daniel was here, he'd tell us about taking a look at Turkish Lira. You can see here, crude oil is running at a pretty high level here, heading towards 48 again. What's today's high? 47.91. There's the high of 47.74. We're making new highs out of that. And this thing has been in a weekly buy for 3 weeks. Let's just double check the spreadsheet there. Yep, 3 weeks. And 1 day in a buy from yesterday. But it's not really going anywhere. And it was a good buy in the first hour or two of yesterday. Last night, 2 nights ago now. And it's picked up. It was all right. I guess they're looking for a growing economy. You see where natural gas is. Natural gas, in the inverse relationship, it's just been going down. I guess they have enough fuel to heat everybody for the year. We're supposed to get snow here. We're not seeing it, but we're supposed to get it. All right. I think I'm going to jump over to Turkish Lira real quick just to see what it looks like. That's been kind of our entertainment for a long while now. And it's playing with that weekly sell, which is really neat. Let's see, right. There's the euro. See the euro Turkish Lira going into the weekly sell there. This could be the week, traders. This could be the week. And there it is. There's the queen of them all. Look at that. Busted the time manifold too. Wow. Wow. So it looks like 54 is a charm, huh? Unless they take this thing up, this baby's going to stay minus, and the next thing you know is she's going to be in a weekly sell. We're going to see a little 1. Won't that be funny? After 54 weeks, I'm going to throw a 1 in there just for the sake of it. Look at that. We're going to have a 54 and a 1 and see who wins on Friday. But more than likely, though, I think the 1 is going to finally win after 54 weeks. Wow. Wow. Schrodinger's cat. alive and dead. Okay. Whoa, what did we do there? Oh, there it is. So, let's see what else we got going on. Let's go over to J4X and widen that out. That's the cable. Cable. Look at that spike in the J4X. Just tenacious. All right, if anybody wants to see a currency, just give a yell. If not, what we will do now is we will take a look at the rest of the commodities and march our way through that. So let's save that. Nope, not reload it, just save it at this point because I've been reloading it. So we'll go through that and take a quick magical tour of all the commodities and see the dollar exchange. You know, in other words, in the end result is that what it does is it becomes a surrogate to the dollar. In other words, if you want to be long dollars or you want to be short dollars, you know, you can buy these products in foreign currency and then you're short the dollar. Just that alone makes you short the dollar, which is kind of cool because if it's appreciating in value and at the same time the dollar's going down, you get what they call a double hit there. And so that's always a neat one, you know. And then look at the S&P battling its way to all-time highs again. You know, the stock markets are just climbing. It's a melt up. Matter of fact, I should show you some of those emails. There's a real strong feeling because of the amount of zero return on assets across the planet now that there could be a melt up as much as people are trying to make the case that it's time, maybe it's topping out. And some of the old traders, I'm talking about guys in their 80s and 90s, are saying we don't see any sign of that. You know, the old heads are saying this is a whole new era. Get used to the idea. And somebody like, you know, and then Grant, you know, Grant tries to measure things with from Grant's newsletter. You know, he tries to measure things like as if it's 1990 or something like that. It's not 1990 anymore. It's not 1980 or 1970. It's 2020, and it's getting ready to be 2021. And these markets do things that people just, you know, from all the books that are out there and they're telling you to do this and do that, they're telling you from a reactive standpoint. They're not telling you from a proactive standpoint with derivatives. Hell, some of these guys and gals are writing stories about markets and how they move before there was even derivatives, you know, option derivatives, not the futures contracts. I'm talking about where the zero-sum factor was removed. I mean, that's a wild and woolly time, you know. You can see there's the gold. Looks firm, not as firm as silver. And then there's the natural gas again. And that's trying to roll over. We've been in daily buy for a couple of days. I guess they may go after this low again. They get into a sell. They could go after these lows again. You would think the Northeast here in the United States, since it's American natural gas, that it'll hold up, you know, because we're supposed to get some type of tenacious weather. Now this has been probably the most clearest message that there's a melt up going on. This product is the most volatile product. It's going from 1500 in November, at the beginning of November, to almost, it's going up 25% almost now. This is the Russell 2000, okay? The Russell 2000 is a group of stocks that are, you know, nowhere near solid companies. I mean, they're growing companies, they're potential companies, but they are not, you know, something that you bet on with your IRA more than like 5% or 10%. I mean, that is really what we're looking at there. We're looking at a sector that is very risk orientated, and that's okay. You know, you need to have something like that because you want a 25% on it, like a 5 or 10 or 15% of your portfolio. You want a blast like that, but this thing can fall apart just as dramatically. And this is the Russell 2000, and this thing has just been a monster. And then it went into the weekly sell here, but we were in a daily buy, so you couldn't take that. And you can see it's trying to climb its way out of there now. We'll see how this goes because it's just a, what is that? That's a gas 3 and a gas line 3. I'm not sure which one we're looking at. Let's see which one we see is trading. Both of them are on. Okay. Interesting. And so you can see here it's pushed itself under and it's going to try to climb back up again. At least that's what I think it's going to do with this. Or this is an end of the year action. Maybe this is Bitcoin. Okay, we're looking at Bitcoin now. So Bitcoin, interesting. It fell apart, went into the weekly sell, but it refuses to let you be short. So it won't let you be short. It won't let you be long. And here we are at all-time highs again. And copper is doing that same old gig. Let's do that. And there's the Copperado. And then the Dow. Dow's probably doing the same thing too. It's very solid. Oh no, look at that. Now that's interesting. Now how the hell did that happen? Let's reload that. Okay, that's a little bit better. That makes some sense. So it's been in a sell, but in a weekly buy. And it's going the wrong way. Maybe, you know, and that's got to be very close to all-time highs right there. They just change the data on there. That's all they do. They throw in new data, and we're like scratching our heads out of it all. Okay, there's Daniel. Yo, Daniel, Bitcoin might reach. Oh, I think it's already there, isn't it? Pennsylvania, was it Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia sent Republican delegates. So in other words, they're supposed to only send Democrat delegates. So it's not as a done deal yet still. I don't know. There's a lot more of this game to go. Because if one of these, and now the Pennsylvania Republicans have forced to go back to court again. So we'll see what happens there. I'm as far as I'm concerned, until it's over, it's over. You know, in other words, January 21st. And who knows what happens between now and 4 weeks from now. Anything can, from martial law to court cases that move into Trump's favor, anything's possible. There's so much evidence of fraud and stealing that sooner or later it's going to make it into the courts, and they're going to deal with it. They have to deal with it. You can't have that much criminality and not deal with it over time. So we'll see. I'm still perplexed by it all. You know, I mean, we can see all. Matter of fact, it was Dominion was in Michigan yesterday, and the guy just denied everything. That was it. Even with all the proof that they had, he denied it. So you tell me. I don't know. How does that work? That, you know, he says, oh no, this is just a media campaign. It's fake. And they're showing him audited machines that did things that are not supposed to happen. And he goes, oh no, that's got to be fake. It's not fake. It's real. Matter of fact, 2 days previously, that's what they wanted to do, is they wanted him to explain it. He turned around and just told them, oh no, it's all fake. It's like, no, they've got the evidence. So Jan 6 votes by Congress. Exactly. A lot of things can happen in the next 3 weeks by that point, you know. It's going to be very interesting. A lot of things can happen, not counting martial law. Anything's possible. Where Trump I mean, we got 22 states or 26 states that are suing and have failed at it. You know, to hold the states together, he may have to declare martial law and have those states, the 4 illegal or the 5 or 7 illegal states, redo their elections. It just may have to happen. You know, because the other states are not willing to accept the criminality of it, and it's not like he's doesn't have evidence. They got a ton of evidence, so it's perplexing to me. That's the way I look at it. It's all perplexing to me. I don't count anything out. I have no idea who will be president. I think it's going to be Trump. I think he'll be president in the end, and then the Democrats will be bananas in the head. They'll be just totally angry and frustrated, and they'll be claiming that it was stolen. It'll be it's just gonna be one crazy circus act. One crazy circus act. So that's where we stand with that. We're like I said, we're perplexed. And sooner or later, someone's gonna allow that to happen. One of these courts are gonna allow it to happen because there's too much evidence physically. And then at the same time, Trump has the power to declare martial law, so and force it. And a lot of his advisors are telling him he should do that, especially the military people. They're like, these people are trying to steal something. You can't allow that to happen. So we'll see. As far as I'm concerned, I think Trump's going to be president in the end. So, and there is the January beans. Look at that. The strength in that. Remember, traders, you can use these things as surrogates. And you can see the meats are trying to turn up too. We even have it trying to, that's the hogs. They're trying to get into a weekly buy. Maybe Christmas dinner, I don't know. Something like that going on. No, I think he would declare martial law to stop a civil war. I think that's what it comes down to. That's what other presidents have done. When they saw criminality in 1876, they had to do that. 1809, there's an election thing where you can declare martial law and force states to do stuff like that. 1896, there's another one. There's an 1829 case. So it's in the Constitution. You're allowed to do that when you think that there's been a criminality and you can prove it. See, that's the trick, is you got to be able to prove it. Trump has no problem proving it. The problem is he's got to get a judge that's willing to look at it. That's the trick, is that the courts have not been willing to look at it. So, in other words, he's got all this evidence, and oh, look at that now. What is that doing? It's coming back up again, isn't it? It's above the 0 line. No, wait a minute. Which one is this? This is 5. Yeah. So, plot 4. What is plot 4 there? It's a plot 4 is a plus. So, we can get rid of the cell that's trying to go in there. Okay. And what's going on with this? Okay, so it's pushing this over. Oh, so it's pushing this into the buy easily. Like that. There we are. So corn is lifting up again. Yeah, so no, the idea is to do it so we don't have a civil war. Because we already have a bunch of states that are talking about succeeding. So that's not a good thing. That's a bad thing. Yeah, Robin's been talking about that silver. Let's see, I hope there might be a risk civil war of this. Yeah, silver had nice rally today. Yeah, we were looking at that. Let's go back to that real quick. There it is right there. You can see here, we're thinking that it wants to go up into this area here. Robin's been staring at that for like a couple of weeks now since we went into that buy. He's been saying that this thing is showing much more strength, and sure is. It's been, the math has been trying to tell us that, and Robin's been seeing it, and it's starting to do it. You know, it's really starting to do it. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how the next day or two takes it down. And what's this? Let me just restart this one here. Cancel. Look at that. That's the wheat. Wheat keeps on playing around. You know, it keeps on trying to go up and down. Look at that. They're trying to put it into the sell again. What is that? That was a plus. Okay, so, and we'll make that red. Give that warning. I wonder what red wheat is looking like. Let's see, this is Chicago wheat. Right there. But yeah, you know, look at that silver right there. It's trying. This was an 8-day move right here. So we're thinking that, you know, maybe this thing is going to hold on. We're in a weekly buy, and look how tight the manifold is here, just like it was here. Oh, you can't see that. Let's do that again. See how it was tight here? And it's doing it again here. And we had that, the manifold got so tight. Let's move this over. The manifold got so tight, you know, we had that big explosion. So maybe if we get half of that explosion back up into the 27s, you know, at least challenge the black line there. Yeah, let's, oh, well, yeah, we just did this. No, that's not it. Right here. There's soybeans. Yeah, soybeans have taken off nicely right there. Yeah, it's trying to, and it's been in a weekly buy. Look at that for a while. And we just pulled the little pink thing. It was trying to go into the sell, and now it's lifted back up again. It's trying to go into the buy again. You know, I mean the weekly's back into the totally in the buy. It was minus there on Monday and Tuesday. And the cattle's doing the same thing too. The feeders, the young ones, are showing life in it too. We're seeing a lot of buying in the commodities. You know, the commodities, and again, that becomes a surrogate for as a currency, just the way cryptocurrencies are a surrogate. You know, money kind of runs in that direction. And we did the oils yesterday. We were looking at this. The bean oil is showing life in it, and the crude oil is at highs. So I mean, we're seeing money move into the commodities. They've been really good products for the year. Now you can see here, this thing fell into the sell. It's already climbing into the buy. That's the meal. Let's put the little circle there. There it is, right there. I guess we might as well get out of here at this point. There we go. Anyway, traders, we will catch you. Today's Happy to Hump Day, so this is pretty cool. We will catch you tomorrow. Same time, same channel. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. The electronic trading